Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of NDBA Game Day Live. My name is Corey LeBlanc, at That One News Guy on Twitter and most socials where you'll find at hashtags. I'm joining you from the lovely Oaks Park, Niagara Falls here in, well, Niagara Falls, for a matchup here between the Fort Erie Cannons and the Niagara Falls Expos. We're just about to get underway. And we're looking right now at Zach Fernandez, the leadoff batter for the Fort Erie Cannons, standing in against Freddie Zalotti of the Niagara Falls Expos. We got ready to give you the pitching summary on Zalotti for the year. This is his first start of the season, fifth game. Pitched in 4 innings, where he's allowed just 4 earned runs for an even 7 ERA. Zalotti was supposed to go last night in Thorold, but he suffered a contusion on his chin during warm-up. He was forced to get patched up and leave the game before it even started. The Expos in turn played the game with just 8 players and were forced to forfeit. They ended up dropping that one 6-5 anyways. Both teams coming off a loss and looking to bounce back. Tonight here, something's got to give between these two clubs. Both jostling for position as we come down the home stretch. Here in the NDBA regular season, just a couple weeks to go. Fernandez takes the ball upstairs and he's ahead 3-1. Fernandez stands in with a .444 batting average on the season. He's had a great year so far for the Fort Erie Cannons. If he could only get in the lineup a little bit more consistently, he pops this one into right field. Antoniak going back, and he's not going to get there. Fernandez has got 2, and he's thinking 3 all the way. He's going to get there without a throw. Lead off triple for Zach Fernandez.
Extra hitter, number 44. Number 33, Nick Whitelaws.
Antoniak going back, tracking that one. I thought he might get there, but it sails over his outreached glove. And Zach Fernandez stands at third base, and in comes Nick Weglars. We'll quickly give you the starting lineup for the Fort Erie Cannons, brought to you by Jesse and Kelly's No Frills. That's not the right one. Hang on 1 minute. So Weglars pops a single in there, and Fernandez in to score, make it 1-0 Cannons early on.
Number 44, Erie.
They got Weglars with his 9th RBI of the season. And the Cannons have the 1-0 lead before 1 out is made. Thought everything was ready today at NDBA Senior. We had a rough stream Friday night. We should be okay here tonight. We got a nice static table. Nothing can go wrong here. Gary Moray stands in, batting .400 on the year, and he cranks one into center field. This one's going way back and is gone. Off the top of the fence, Gary Moray sends one into the parking lot past center field, make it 3-0 Cannons. That was a shot. Moray's first home run of the season gives the Cannons a 3-0 lead. Still nobody out. So just talking to the Cannons in the pregame, and they were talking about how slow their bats have been over the last couple of weeks as they endure this up and down streak that they've been on. And now, 3 consecutive hits, 2 of them extra bases before the Expos can make it out. 3-0 for the visiting squad. Jordan Denehauer, .359 average coming in, is going to try to make it 4 hits in a row. And we will give you the Cannon starting lineup. So, you had a little bit of movement coming into tonight. Zach Fernandez leads things off. Nick Weglars singled him in. Gary Moray's 2-run shot. Now Jordan Denehauer. And then it'll be followed by Brock Bruno, Pat Giampaolo, Chris Patterson. John Williams is catching, although he may relinquish that role to Nico Belize, sorry. As you can see, he's been scratched out. Was a game time decision, but is here now. And then Frankie Biggins rounds out the lineup for the Cannons. And we just saw Jordan Denehauer take a strike there. He's up 3-1 in his fight against Freddie Zalotti. Still yet to record an out, and he plunks Jordan Denehauer there. So rough start for the Expos.
Number 17, Brock Bruno.
And now in comes Brock Bruno, second-year player for the Cannons. He's batting .375 and just 9 at-bats. That can't be right. That's okay. We'll find out what's wrong there. Takes a first pitch downstairs, ball 1. Bruno joining the Cannons from the Junior Jackfish. He's now done with that program. He's the son of Cannons veteran Jeff Bruno, and he shoots one high and down the right side. This is tailing foul, and will land in the parking lot to the right here. Bruno got a hold of that. He just shot up under it. So we got Jordan Denehauer over at first base, nobody out. 3-0 Cannons here in the top of the first. Bruno shoots that again down the right side, foul. Appears to be just a little bit ahead of that ball. Out of the hand of Freddie Zalotti. He's being knocked around here in the early going. Expos yet to record an out. Denehauer takes a healthy lead over at first, and Bruno shoots that one down the right side, and it tails foul. And boy, Jason Antoniak, work cut out for him so far in right field tonight. That seems to be where the Cannons want to go. You got another lefty, and Pagiampalo on deck. So it doesn't look like it'll get any easier. In right field for Jason Antoniak, friend of the show. The 1-2 to Brock Bruno. Popped into center field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Denehauer strolls into second, and the Cannons continue to roll with 4 hits in their first 5 batters. Everyone reaching.
The designated hitter, number 93, Pat Giampolo.
So now here's a guy the Cannons are looking to get going. It's Pat Giampolo. One of the longest standing members on this Cannons team. A hit against the Thorold Anchors the other day. Snapped a 5-game hitless streak. He's looking to bounce back tonight. Here against Freddie Zalotti and the Niagara Falls Expos. He's got a couple runners on base and nobody out in the top of the first. The Expos don't have the deepest lineup tonight. Giampolo swats that foul down the right side. Really just took a wave at it. It seems like when you watch Pat swing, that he knows he's got to step up and deliver. 212 this season. He's hanging in there. Takes a ball inside. 2 balls and a strike. You look at his stats from last season as he takes the ball upstairs. 3-1. Batted .387 in 22 games for the Fort Erie Cannons. Says he hasn't quite found his spot this year. 3-1. Shot down the right side and through for a base hit. Rounding third is Jordan Denehauer. The throw just missing. Antoniak fired a missile, and it was on target, but it wasn't on time to cut down Jordan Denehauer, make it 4-0 Cannons.
The right fielder, number 11, Chris Patterson.
And it may be too early to sound the alarm if you're the Niagara Falls Expos. Of course, it's not an unsurmountable lead. But with 5 hits in their first 6 batters. Gotta wonder if Freddie Zaloti will have what it takes to not only get out of this inning, but stay in this ball game. He is getting knocked around right now. He's already doubled his earned runs on the season. And he's got a deal here with Chris Patterson. Fools him with a breaking ball there for strike 1. John Williams on deck. Patterson coming in 286 on the year. He's got 4 RBI. Looks at that one and it falls in for a strike. So Zaloti ahead of his first batter on the night. Desperately needs an out. I don't know if Patterson wasn't too happy with that strike call, but some jostling going down there between him and the umpire. 0-2. Patterson pops up. Joe Scaringi, always reliable, is under it. And it's the first out of the first inning.
The catcher, number 14, John Williams.
So 1 down now, John Williams stands in. Apollo's at first and Brock Bruno at third. Apollo goes. Aldinelli fakes the throw down to third, and you hear the uproar. Gianpaolo just stole a base. It's his first stolen base of the 2022 season. He's always good for 1 or 2. Williams cuts through that one. 1-1. And there always seems to be in situations like that, where there is a runner at the other corner, which allows him to get over usually without a throw. There's always an uproar on the bench for it. Williams shot into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. And to score, Brock Bruno. Gianpaolo getting the stop signs at third, but it's 5-0 Cannons now. RBI single, John Williams. His 5th RBI of the season. And what's crazy about this is that the Cannons have done this on the backs of just deliberately hitting the baseball. The Expos have not given them anything. So they're all just hard hit balls into good spots. Antoniak made a good try at the Zach Fernandez leadoff triple and missed it by what looked like centimeters from up here in the booth. Here comes Royce Gooder. 167 on the year. He spent most of the season bunged up with a foot injury. Williams takes his wheels over to second base. Second stolen base of the inning for the Cannons. 1-1 to Royce Gooder. Zaloti fires wide. You got the right guy on base to do that. Gianpaolo's not eager to get home. And won't take any chances. Already with a cushy 5-0 lead here in the top of the first. Gooder's still trying to get back into the swing of things. This is just his 4th game back. Sorry, 5th game back. Played his 4th game the other night. It's up 3-1 against Freddie Zaloti. First base available. Gooder pops into right field. Shallow enough for Josh Thorpe to reach back and grab it for the second out of the inning.
The center fielder, number 83, Frank Biggins.
Now here's another longtime vet of the Fort Erie Cannons, Frankie Biggins, standing in. Batting a $154 on the year. He's the 10th batter to see the plate for the Cannons here in the top of the first. Zach Fernandez, who led the inning off with a triple, is waiting on deck. So Biggins takes low, ball 1. Cuts through that one. 1-1. It's Gianpaolo standing at third. John Williams is over there at second base. RBI singles for both of them. Watching that one is Frank Biggins, and it gets past Anthony Baldinelli again. Baldinelli doing the catching for Freddie Zalotti today. It's a hot one. You gotta sympathize for anybody who's in full catcher's gear this evening. Just waiting for that sun to go down and maybe a nighttime breeze to roll in. It's a hot July night. Shot in there for strike 2. Zalotti catching the outside corner. The umpire maybe giving him a bit of a liberal strike zone as he struggles to get out of the first. 2-2 away. And the count is full. And I find that umpires in the NDBA will do that. Is if they see a pitcher struggling just a wee bit, they'll be a little more liberal with that strike zone. Much to the chagrin of many of the batters. Payoff pitch is up and away, ball 4. Frank Biggins will occupy that vacant first base. And it loads him up for Zach Fernandez.
Number 34, Zach Fernandez.
So Zalotti has to contend with this man again. Zach Fernandez, leadoff triple. Scored on the Nick Weglar's single 1 pitch later. Chance to do some damage here. Takes a ball. Biggins has to be sharp over there. Although Steven Erickson was not expecting that throw from Baldinelli at all. Picture down. We'll be right back. Hang on. Always a panic. That was a quick battery death. I argue that I checked it before the game started and it was still full battery. I'm calling wizardry on that one. Didn't miss much. 2-1 to Zach Fernandez, who bats here with the bases loaded. 2 down. Takes a pitch upstairs. 3-1. Draws a walk from Zalotti, ball 4. That's going to cash Pat Gianpaolo from third base, make it 6-0 Cannons. And I think the Expos have seen enough from Freddie Zalotti tonight. And so be it. The Expos make the call to the bullpen with 2 out in the top of the first. 6-0 Cannons, bases loaded when we come back. All right, quick warm-up there. Welcome back. 6-0 Cannons, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Matt Watson is going to take over pitching duties for the Niagara Falls Expos. Freddie Zalotti, rough outing tonight. Didn't retire any of his first 6 batters. A shot there from Nick Weglar's foul. Boy, if that catches the inside of the line, the Cannons are decimating this team right now. Zach Fernandez would have scored from first. So we give you the scoop on Matt Watson as he stands in against his first batter. This is his 7th game of the year. He's pitched 15 2/3 innings and allowed 14 earned runs for a 6.26 earned run average. 27 strikeouts for Watson on the year. And he deals there. Strike 2 to Weglars. So he's ahead. Weglars RBI single in this inning to cash Zach Fernandez's leadoff triple. Cannons batting around in this inning to the tune of 6 runs. Weglars popped up. This is tailing to center field where Jack Kemp roams the grass, and he makes the catch. As per usual, so the Expos get roughed up huge. 6-0 for the visiting squad. Let's see if the home team can clap back in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, baseball fans. Coming back a bit early so that we can drop the starting lineup for the Niagara Falls Expos for you tonight. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, there it is.
Leading off the first inning for the Niagara Falls Expos, the catcher, number 11, Anthony Baldinelli.
As you just heard, Willie Morrison there over the PA. Anthony Baldinelli, the catcher, is leading off tonight for the Expos, followed by Steven Erickson at first. Taylor Anderson playing third base tonight. Coming over from the Niagara Metros, Josh Thorpe, 71, as at second. Garrett Fisher is DHing. Jason Antoniak, we saw a lot of him in the first season, right. Jack Kemp in center. Ryan Bray is in left. And Joe Scaringi at short. Freddie Zalotti, we see here on the scorecard. Rest in peace, Freddie. So we got Randy Kraniak on the mound tonight for the Fort Erie Cannons. Get you the scoop on him in just a minute. 8th game of the season. This is his 6th start. He's 6-1, which I need to check that against the NDBA database here because that is an outstanding record. That is tops in the NDBA. I thought so. So Kraniak 6-1 leads the league by 2 wins, 39 even innings, 13 earned runs, 2.33 ERA. What a season Randy's having on the hill for the Fort Erie Cannons. He's become that dependable arm that they rely on in big games. Pitched 7 innings the other night when we saw him in Thorold. Shot up and in, and it's 3-1 to the leadoff batter, Anthony Baldinelli. Doing the catching tonight, he's probably drenched in sweat already. That's probably a very wet jersey that Baldinelli's got on. He's got to lug it all the way to first base. Takes a strike there from Kraniak. That one falls in. Full count. Anthony Baldinelli, 440 on the year. He doesn't have an RBI yet. Probably because he spends most of his time leading off for the Expos, and he takes one off the leg. I don't know why he chose to bore that one. When, 2 balls coming at Kraniak now.
Number 22, Steve Harrison.
A little bit of indiscretion, perhaps on the part of the umpire there. John Williams, not the typical catcher for the Fort Erie Cannons. Could be that he just misread that situation entirely as well, but Kraniak remembers his 5 Ds of dodgeball. Uses the dive technique to get out of the way. So a leadoff walk to Anthony Baldinelli will bring up Steven Erickson, the first baseman. White hot 556 batting average for who has become the everyday first baseman here in Niagara Falls. Of course, not everybody's getting regular reps here for the Expos, but they've managed to scrape together a 9-10-1 record. This one's hit softly down the right side and will fall in. Denahauer tried to play it on the hop. He could have gotten Anthony Baldinelli at second base easily, but he bobbles. Base hit for Erickson.
Number 60, Taylor Anderson.
And the Expos are cooking here in the bottom of the first. They have a big hole to dig themselves out of, but this is a good start. Now is the former Niagara Metro, Taylor Anderson. Anderson's batting .333 and 18 at bats. He's got a double to his credit. Be interested to look up his Niagara Metro stats. Learning tonight that he played on that squad. Big swing and a miss there from Anderson, 1-1. And I'm sure that the Metros have some kind of database on Taylor Anderson. Shot outside from Kraniak. 2 balls and a strike. Dave Davidson on this Niagara Metros list as well. Taylor Anderson is 11th all-time Metro singles. Popped up left side. This is going to get back and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Anderson. I'm baffled at looking up some of these lists here. It's not on any home run lists. Of course, Evan Baglieri is. His 44 is second all-time. Dave Davidson, 38, third all-time. Niagara Metros. Those are all proud NDBA members. Frank Eicher, former St. Catharines Cobras coach, also on this list. Where else do we find Taylor Anderson? Popped into center field. This is going to get down. Baldinelli's charging around third. He's going to get sent home, and there'll be no play. RBI single for Taylor Anderson. He's climbing up the Expos charts now.
First baseman, number 71, Josh Thorpe.
It's Anderson's 4th RBI in a Expos uniform. And it's the first run for the home team tonight. 6-1. Still lots of work to do. Josh Thorpe stands in. 295 on the season. We'll check back in on that Niagara Metros list later on. I'd like to see who else is finagling in there. Thorpe, 8 RBI, 44 at-bats. He's usually batting in or around this cleanup spot for the Expos. That one's popped foul. Back and out of play. And Thorpe is down 0-2. It's a hot, muggy night here in Niagara Falls. Everyone's playing with an extra 10 pounds of sweat on their jersey. Got him! Strike 3! Home plate umpire rings up Josh Thorpe for the first out of the inning.
The designated hitter, number 2, Garrett Fisher.
So first strikeout of the game, quite obviously, for Randy Kraniak. One down for Garrett Fisher. Number 2 for the Expos. He's batting .300 on the year. And he grounds this one softly. Tough hop there for Gary Morris. At first, he's got time, and it's too late. Hustling up the line is Garrett Fisher. Make it E3. That one could have been easily handled by Morris at first.
Right fielder, number 27, Jason Antoniak.
So now we got bases loaded, 1 out. And it's the right fielder, Jason Antoniak. Looking to atone. Not that he could have caught several of those balls that were sent his way in the top of the first, but he could clap back here with the bases loaded. I think they're going to call that one a strike. Again, Williams not the typical catcher for the Fort Erie Cannons. I think he's going to play the first and perhaps the second if he gets another at bat, maybe. But Nico Belize is the choice tonight at catcher. Shot. Just a bit outside from Kraniak. 1-1. Kraniak fires, and Antoniak shoots it into left. Chris Patterson is there. He makes the catch. 2 down. Sorry, tagging up now is Steven Erickson for the second run of the ball game. Got a little bit ahead of myself there. I almost forgot how many outs there were in the inning.
Center fielder, number 44, Jack Kent.
Which is bad if you're a left fielder, but not if you're a broadcaster necessarily. 2 down. 6-2 Cannons now over the Expos. Jack Kemp stands in. He's .217 on the season. Gonna look at Kemp. He piqued my interest a little bit before the game. I was remembering a game against, that one's in the center field. And hustling over to third base and making it safely is Taylor Anderson. Some heads-up base running there by Taylor. Sorry, that interrupted my thought there. I was thinking back to a game that we broadcasted here back in May, where Freddie Zalotti was 1 for 3. And the Expos beat the Cobras 9-1. Now, Kemp was a premier player in that game, a defensive star, and he really caught my eye in that one. He's fizzled out since then a bit. Feel like he started out a lot better, but now that I'm looking at his stats for the year, he's really just had a steady season, .217. That one fired into left or right field, sorry. Caught over there by Chris Patterson to retire the side. So the Expos get a couple runs back. 6-2 Cannons as we make our way to the second. Stick with us through the break.
for Fort Erie. First baseman, number 44, Erie Morris.
Well, welcome back, baseball fans, to the top of the second inning. 6-2 Cannons over the Expos, despite what the bottom banner says. There we go. 6-2 Cannons over Expos. Top 2. Everything looks kosher. And Gary Moraes is going to lead things off. So we close the book on Freddie Zaloti in that last half inning. 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 6 hits and 6 earned runs to go along with 2 walks and a hit batter. Not the kind of night you want if you're the starting pitcher. You get pulled in the first. So Matt Watson takes over. He's got to deal with Gary Moraes, Jordan Denahauer, and Brock Bruno, who all reached and scored in the last inning. Gary Moraes' 2-run shot over the center field wall actually hit the top of the fence and made its way over. Watson throws some kind of knuckleball or something. I don't know what that was. Rides up and in on Moraes. There's another shot to dead center field. I don't think this one's got the distance. Kemp slowing up, and he makes the catch, 1 down. 2 hard hit balls off the bat of Gary Moraes tonight.
Number 19, Jordan Denahauer.
And here's another guy who can take a ball deep. And that's Jordan Denahauer. It's no surprise that a Fort Erie Cannon leads the league in home runs, but Denahauer running away with it. He's up to 5. And he's now 1 for 1 on the night, as he rocks a ball into center field for a base hit. 1 out single.
Third baseman, number 17, Brock Bruno.
So now Brock Bruno, 1 for 1 this evening. Single off of Freddie Zaloti in the first. Facing Matt Watson here now, with 1 down in the inning. Cannons firing off for 6 runs in the first. Brock was every bit a part of it, singled and scored. It's always nice when you're a batter who especially likes to take some swings, when your team rallies behind you and you're able to move through the lineup as fluidly as the Cannons have so far tonight. Everyone's getting in on this offensive explosion for the Golden Green. Bruno takes that one for strike 3.
The designated hitter, number 93, Pat Giampaolo.
First strikeout for Matt Watson. Looked like may have got an inside part of the plate. Bruno had to dance out of the way of that one. Takes outside, ball 1. This is Pat Giampaolo. RBI single. Back in the first inning. He needed that one. He's batting just .212 coming into action tonight. Popped. Shortstop Joe Scaringi's got a couple steps to make to his right. And he makes the grab to retire the side. The Cannons the Cannons with a single from Jordan Denahauer and not much else. 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the second. Stick with us through the break.
Leading off the second inning for the Niagara Falls Expos, a left fielder, number 12, Ryan Bray.
Well, welcome back, baseball fans, to the bottom of the second inning. Just a quick reminder that tonight's action is brought to you by Jesse and Kelly's No Frills, located at 1135 Thompson Road in Fort Erie, serving the community for over 20 years. Jesse and Kelly's No Frills. Thanking all of our sponsors for the 2023 season. Of course, none of this possible without them. Strong community support here for live baseball in the Niagara region. Big swing there from Bray. He's down 0-2. Bray takes a 174 batting average into tonight's 6 RBI in 43 at-bats. He's one of the more active members on this Expos roster. Again, the team struggled to have guys get out consistently. Outside, 1-2. Cut on and missed, strike three. Williams has it escape his grasp, but he's got time, and he airmails the throw. That one trickles into right field. Bray is going to make his way to second base on the strikeout. So the Cannons could really use
The shortstop, number 9, Joe
the regular
Sorry.
catcher. Again, Nico Belise was supposed to go tonight. It was a game time decision, showed up basically at game time, and John Williams was forced to stand in. He's still catching here for Randy Kraniak in the second, though if memory serves, I can't remember a time when John Williams has ever caught for the Fort Erie Cannons. This one into center, and caught out there by Frankie Biggins, one down. Outfield tonight.
Catcher, number 11, Anthony Baldinelli.
Outfield tonight is Royce Gooder in left, Frankie Biggins in center, and Chris Patterson in right. And if I could just get that much down, I think we'll have a good night here up in the booth. One down, and it's the leadoff man, Anthony Baldinelli. Walked and scored in the bottom of the first. Expos still with work to do, trailing 4. Matt Watson's come in and steadied the ship so far. Breaking ball from Kraniak, and nothing at the umpire to bite. 1-1. Got a pretty good crowd on hand here tonight, Friday night at Oaks Park, Niagara Falls. Friends and family watching in attendance. Shot from Kraniak there. Missing downstairs. 2-1. Kraniak typically throws a lot of strikes. Baldinelli into right. Coming in for a minute, Chris Patterson. He's got to get that one on a hop. But he makes the catch out there. Nice grab from CP. Bray moves to third on the tag. No, they got him. Bray left early. And they touch up second and retire him. I had a feeling off the bat that Bray got there just a little bit too quick. And the Cannons thought the same. And Bray is the third out of the inning. So the Expos ultimately go down. 1-2-3 in the second. Top of the third we go. 6-2. Cannons stick with us through the break. Well, welcome back, NDBA fans. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night from Oaks Park, Niagara Falls, for a game between the Cannons and Expos, nicknamed the Highway Series. Sorry, the Parkway Series. Both teams share a spot on Niagara's Parkway, the Niagara River, which leads into Niagara Falls, appropriately nicknamed the Parkway Series. 6-2 Cannons, Chris Patterson, John Williams, and Royce Gooder are the three duel up. For the visiting squad, you face Matt Watson. Watson comes in relief of Freddie Zalotti, who started this game for the Expos and was subsequently knocked around in the first. On the ground, Joe Scaringi fires. Always on target is Joe. One down.
The catcher, number 14, John Williams.
And that's true. If I had to, if I was chosen to take voting on who would win, say, an NDBA Gold Glove, I think I would give the shortstop one to Joe Scaringi. I very rarely see that guy make a mistake when he's playing shortstop. If anything gets through the left side, it was probably out of diving range of that man who's always putting his body on the line to grab a ball, making strong throws. They're always on target. Very rarely does he bobble over there. Could sing his praises all night, but we got a ball game here on our hands. John Williams shows bunt and takes a pitch outside, 2-0. Williams 286 on the year. He's got 5 RBI, collected his 5th RBI back in the first, an RBI single. Shot right into the waiting mitt of Ryan Bray in left, 2 down. Bray was playing shallow there. I think he was waiting on that exact hit off the bat of John Williams.
The left fielder, number 12, Royce Gooder.
So here now, Royce Gooder stands in. 0 for 1, he popped up to the second baseman, Josh Thorpe. Fouls one straight back here into the netting. Matt Watson has come into this ball game and effectively shut down the Cannons the first time through the order so far. 6 outs in 7 batters is not a bad start. If you want to try to regroup from a 6-run lead, and here's Gooder popping up to the second baseman for the second time tonight to retire the side. Cannons go down in order in the third, bottom half coming up when we return. Welcome back, NDBA fans, to the bottom of the third inning. We got Cannons 6, Expos 2. And the Expos will take the sticks for the third time tonight. They are one time through the lineup already. We have the number 2 batters, Steven Erickson, followed by Taylor Anderson and Josh Thorpe, the 2, 3, 4 batters for Niagara Falls. It's cooled off a lot here in Niagara Falls now that the sun has peeked out of the clouds. It's a hot one when I got here today. It was dripping up in the booth pregame. There's a shot from Erickson into center field. Frankie Biggins patrolling the grounds out there, makes the grab, 1 out.
Third baseman, number 60, Taylor Anderson.
So now here comes Taylor Anderson, and that gives me an opportunity to look at the Niagara Metro's career stats. Anderson's name is littered on these lists here. Shot straight up. Not going to get a long time to look at this list, apparently. Kraniak under it, makes the grab, 2 down. We'll revisit Taylor Anderson's Niagara Metro's career on the next pass. So interesting, though,
71, Josh Thorpe.
even just to know that the history of the Niagara Metros, there are people playing in the NDBA that carry nominal records. He's up there on several of these lists. Of course, he played with Evan Baglieri at one time, which is the reason why he's now in Niagara Metro. On the ground, that's Zach Fernandez at short. He's got a cannon, and he fires. Moraes can't make the pick at first base. The throw was there in time and appeared to be on line. Give the error to Gary Moraes at first. Second error of the night for number 44.
Designated hitter, number 2, Garrett Fisher.
So here's Garrett Fisher. He reached on an error from Gary Moraes in the first. Fisher grounded softly to Moraes, and he bobbled on the 3-hop and wasn't able to recover in time. Good speed by Fisher on the base paths to beat out the throw. Kraniak checks on Thorpe. 3 errors tonight on Cannon's defense. Checking on him again. Of course, he's got a tough batter here. Fisher, 300 on the year in 30 at-bats. One of the pacers on this Expos team in terms of hits. 1-0. Is in there for a strike, sorry. 1-1. This umpire doesn't really have much of an emphatic strike call. For theatrical sake, I really enjoy it when the umpires go all out. I find that it is their one purpose out there is to be, an official. But it also makes for good entertaining fun when they're able to engage themselves a little bit more. Some players don't like it. Go big or go home, I always say. 2 balls and a strike to Garrett Fisher. Josh Thorpe stands over at first base and takes a healthy lead. That one's down away, 3-1. Kraniak's in a weird spot here. He's got a runner on base, but there are 2 out. This isn't really indicative of an inning where the Expos are threatening. Kraniak checks on Thorpe again, and he hits him in the foot. So 3 balls and a strike. Fisher just trying to extend this inning. Ground softly, Brock Bruno on the 2-hop. Fires in time to get Garrett Fisher. So the Expos fail to get another run back. Still 6-2 as we head to the top of the 4th. Stick with us through the break.
Leading off the fourth inning of Fort Erie, number 83, the center fielder, Frank Higgins.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the top of the fourth inning. Thanks for joining us tonight, by the way. It's been an awesome night for baseball. We had 2 streams canceled on us earlier in the week, Tuesday and Thursday, both miserable days for the Niagara region. Glad to bring you some live baseball tonight. We got lots of action revved up for you down the stretch. Biggins pops up. Calling off is Taylor Anderson at third base. He makes the grab, 1 down.
The shortstop, number 34, Zach Fernandez.
So we go now to the top of the order for the Fort Erie Cannon, Zach Fernandez. 1 for 1. Tripled and scored to lead off this ball game and then walked. Actually, he walked in the first inning, tripled in the first inning, so he's back up here in the fourth. The Cannons have had 1 batter reach since Zach Fernandez walked against Freddie Zalotti and he was pulled from the ball game. Matt Watson comes in. He's pitched to 9 batters and he's allowed just 1 of them to reach. So that's what you call shutdown. 1-1 to Zach Fernandez. Fernandez comes in 444 on the year. 6 RBI in 27 at-bats. He's the 2022 NDBA MVP. He had a terrific year last year. I'm going to pull that up quick, actually. Why not? Shot into center field, the base hit. Fernandez's second hit of the night gets the Cannons going here in the top of the fourth with 1 out. So yeah, just quickly to close the book on Fernandez here, he played 20 games for the Cannons last year, 62 at-bats where he got 23 RBI, batted .484. But I think what's more intangible is what Fernandez does. He plays every part of the game the way you would expect a premier baseball player to play. He's physically fit. He's a training instructor. So he takes care of his body, and nobody on that Cannons team is more versatile than number 34, Zach Fernandez. Even here, runner goes inside to Weglars, and Zach Fernandez steals a base. Third stolen base tonight for the Cannons. Puts a runner in scoring position for Nick Weglars. Weglars is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first and flied out to center field also in the first. As the Cannons bat around, sound off for 6 runs in the first inning. In fact, the teams combined scored 8 runs in the first, and if you're any good at math, you know that's all we've had. Outside, 3 balls and a strike to Nick Weglars. Weglars batting .579 coming in, but just 19 at bats. Not considered an eligible batter just yet, and he won't be with that one either. Ball 4.
First baseman, number 44, Gary Morris.
So here's the man of the night so far, Gary Morris. 2-run home run to dead straight center field back in the first. Fernandez going again, throw down to third, not even close. Fernandez got a great jump. I think he was 3/4 of the way by the time Watson let go of the ball. Baldonelli had no shot. So first and third, 1 out. Morris looking for more. Perhaps his 3rd RBI of the game coming up. It's now up to 12 on the season. Shot into right field, a base hit. Fernandez is able to trot home Weglar's down to second. RBI single for Gary Morris. Give him 3 on the night. (7-2) Cannons.
Second baseman, number 19, Jordan Denahauer.
So at the top of this Cannons lineup, looking for more against Matt Watson. Here comes Jordan Denahauer. 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the first, and he later scored. Cannons' first 6 base runners all reached. Denauer also singled in the second. He was the only one to get a hit off Matt Watson the first time through. Skies this one into left field. Ryan Bray has got a way to go, but he makes the grab. 2 down.
Third baseman, number 17, Brock Bruno.
So now here comes Brock Bruno. Singled and scored in the first. Struck out looking against Matt Watson in the second. Takes inside. Oh, nope. That's going to be a strike. That's the pitch that rung up Brock back in the second. You could tell he wasn't quite a fan of the call, but clearly it's consistent. Bruno slaps this one on the ground. Joe Scaringi ranges to his left and fires in time to get the side. So the Cannons get an RBI single off the bat of Gary Morris and lead it 7-2. Second half of the game coming up when we come back. Stick with us.
The right fielder, Jason Antonio.
Oh, welcome back, baseball fans, to the bottom of the fourth, second half of tonight's ball game from Oaks Park, Niagara Falls. A 7-2 Cannons lead over the Expos at this point in the game. And Randy Kraniak back on the hill. He's poised to go the distance. That guy's rock solid every time he steps on the mound. Mentioned off the top of the show what a terrific season Randy's having. I'll say it again. What a terrific season Randy's having. Antoniak on the ground. Foul down the third base side. That one nearly caught a piece of the bag. So close. So Antoniak, Kemp, and Bray are the 3 men due up for Niagara Falls this inning. In there for strike 2. Antoniak is... Oh, he does not have an at-bat tonight. Sac fly RBI back in the first inning. Was the second run of the ball game for the Expos. Foul tips that one. Underneath John Williams, still 1-2.
Hey man,
1-2 shot. What a grab over there by Zach Fernandez at short. Ranging to his right. On the move, and he robs Jason Antoniak of a base hit. One down.
That is perfect.
Center field.
One down, and swinging through that one is Jack Kemp. 0 for 1 tonight is Kemp. Climbs in with a 217 average coming into the night tonight. Breaking ball there. Deals strike 2. Kraniak took about 20 miles off of that pitch. That one came in slow motion. 0-2 to Kemp. Uses the same breaking ball, but not to the same effect this time. 1-2. Just got a visit from the Parks guy. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kemp got a piece, but Williams got the ball. Third strikeout for Randy Kraniak is the second out of the 4th inning.
The left fielder, number 12, Ryan Bray.
So there are 2 out now, the 4th inning moving along quickly. Ryan Bray. He struck out and reached on the dropped third. John Williams is catching tonight. Not his usual spot for the Fort Erie Cannons. That's an outfielder. Holding his own tonight, though. I think I was a little overly critical of John in the opening. I thought, and there's a guy that I didn't see as a candidate for a catcher. Proving me wrong tonight. On the ground, Mores handles it easily and walks it over to the bag to retire the side. The Expos go down 1-2-3 in the 4th. 7-2 Cannons as we head to the 5th. Stick with us through the break. Well, welcome back, baseball fans, to the top of the 5th inning. Boy, I thought when I rolled up and I watched the first inning unfold that this one was going to be a barn burner. We've settled into it. 7-2 Cannons. And it'll be Pat Giampaolo, followed by Chris Patterson and John Williams. It is the 6, 7, 8 batters for the Cannons, due up in the 5th. Face Matt Watson. You know, Watson coming in for Freddie Zalotti, having a great outing tonight. I don't know that when he got to the ball field tonight, he knew that he was going to be in for a 4-inning spot start, but here we are. On the ground, second baseman Josh Thorpe scoops and fires in time to get Pat Giampaolo one down.
Right fielder, number 11, Chris Patterson.
That ball traveled a long way, and I don't know that Thorpe would have had a shot at anyone but Pat Giampaolo. already not the quickest Fort Erie cannon, but he's also nursing a number of lower body injuries as per senior baseball. So here comes Jeff Bruno pinch hitting for Chris Patterson. Coming off the bench and grounding one softly down the first baseline. Foul. Let's get the scoop on Jeff Bruno this season. We know he can hit home runs, that's for sure. Bruno comes in batting .217 on the season. Oh yeah, we looked at Bruno last Friday. He's leading the league in strikeouts, which is a neat little tidbit, but not a stat you want to lead the league in. Check swing and no, says the base umpire, 1-1. He's got 2 home runs though, 4 RBI, so easy to see where he gets his stick. Bruno deep into center field. That one's gonna get over the head of Jack Kemp. Trotting into second base with a double is Jeff Bruno. Comes with 1 down here in the 5th.
The catcher, number 14, John Williams.
So you can assume that Bruno will also take over in right for Chris Patterson, as it appears the Veterans Night is over. So Bruno stands at second, and there's 1 out now for the catcher, John Williams. Williams is 1 for 2 RBI single back in the first inning off Freddie Zaloti. That one's fouled back into the parking lot. Dangerously over towards my car. Another shot. This one is tailing to the left side, and it's going to drop. No, foul. From here, it looked like it may have dropped inside the line. I don't have the best vantage point up here. There's a couple poles in the way. Oh, it's so close. So Williams down 0-2 in the count. There's 1 out in the 5th inning. Jeff Bruno standing at second. Upstairs. Good miss from Watson there, 1-2. Another encouraging sign, nobody warming in the bullpen on either side. If not for a 6-spot hung on Freddie Zaloti, I reckon this would be a pitcher's duel. Both Matt Watson and Randy Kraniak going toe-to-toe. In the dirt, 2-2. Williams picked up his 5th RBI of the season back in the first inning. He's climbing those offensive leaderboards for the Fort Erie Cannons as a squad. But more importantly, what he's managed to do has given him an everyday role on this club in the absence of Royce Gooder. They're finding a spot for him now, even with Gooder back in the lineup. That's what you call a successful audition. I like the energy that he brings to the club. Let's work this count to 3-2. And he takes strike 3. Second strikeout for Matt Watson, 2 down.
Left fielder, number 12, Royce Gooder.
Inning continues now for Royce Gooder. 0 for 2, he's popped up to second base twice. And he shoots the first pitch he sees into center field, a base hit. Bruno getting the stop signs, and I think Justin Hall knows Jack Kemp has a cannon for an arm. Not going to test it there with Bruno running around third. So first hit of the night for Gooder.
Center fielder, number 83, Frank Higgins.
So yeah, in stands Frankie Biggins now with 2 down in the inning. Jeff Bruno at third, Roy Scudder at first. Biggins is 0 for 1 tonight. Walked in the first and popped up to third base in the last inning. Cannons looking to regain the 6-run lead they built for themselves in the top of the first. Runner goes. Cutter's going to go down to second without a throw. 4th stolen base for the Cannons tonight. Sun's peeking out for one last gasp here on this beautiful Friday night. Shot in there, strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Biggins looking to cash in on this 2-hit inning for the Cannons. Of course, the Expos are never really out of a ball game. Three and 1 to Frankie Biggins. Zach Fernandez waits on deck. Upstairs, ball 4.
Shortstop, number 34, Zach Fernandez.
So here's a position you don't want to be in. And it looks like Anthony Baldinelli is going to come out and discuss a game plan on how to deal with Zach Fernandez tonight. He's 2 for 2. He's got a triple and a single. He's also walked and cashed in a run. So 2 for 2 with a walk and an RBI is Zach Fernandez tonight, not to mention a beautiful ranging catch at short in the 4th to rob Jason Antoniak of a hit. Played about as complete a game as you can play tonight. If you're a leadoff shortstop. Watson deals in there, strike 1-1. Can't give this guy too many pitches to deal with. That one misses, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Watson fires, and it's in there for strike 2. Bases are loaded. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Zach Fernandez stares down a 2-2 from Matt Watson, the pitch. Popped up. Into right field, Antoniak's got to go a ways, but he backpedals far enough to make the catch. Cannons threaten and load up the bases, but come up empty-handed. 7-2 as we make our way to the bottom half of the 5th. Stick with us through the break. Alright, welcome back, baseball fans. Bottom of the 5th inning. It's just a wee bit late coming back, and that was a 1-pitch out to Joe Scaringi, who grounds out to second for the first out of the 5th inning.
The catcher, number 11, Anthony Boldenelli.
Boy, I thought I could get away with a quick battery change there between innings, and Joe Scaringi, 1 pitch. So the Expos turn the lineup over. This is Anthony Boldenelli coming up for the 3rd time tonight. Expos getting a 3rd look at Randy Kraniak tonight, who looked poised to go 7. Hasn't given up very much. Actually, hasn't given up a single hit since the single by Taylor Anderson, the 3rd batter of the game. Just looking back at the scorecard here, we got 3 errors on the part of the Fort Erie Cannons defense. That's it. Taking there, ball 2 is Boldenelli. 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Walked and scored in the 1st. But yeah, Randy Kraniak tonight. Boldenelli on the ground. Ranging slightly to his left is the second baseman, Jordan Denahauer. 2 down.
First baseman, number 22, Steve Erickson.
So quickly 2 down for Steven Erickson. Erickson 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 1st, flied out to center field back in the 3rd inning. Randy Kraniak currently enjoying a streak where he has retired 10 of 11. And that one he allowed was actually an error on Gary Moraes, the first baseman. Could not properly receive the throw from Zach Fernandez. And actually, the more that I think about that, the more that I think maybe it's E6. Fernandez's throw was a little bit in the dirt. If you're a baseball scorekeeper expert and you're listening right now, let me know how you would score like a very clean one-hopper throw to first base. In my mind, that's a catchable baseball. Moraes has plenty of time to judge the hop and actually make a play on the ball. And in fact, if you're a shortstop sometimes and you're on the move and you're trying to make a throw, you want to one-hop the ball so that first baseman has more time to react to it. I don't know. It's my preference. Erickson 3-1 takes for ball 4. Rambling more as the game goes on.
Third baseman, number 16, Taylor Anderson.
So that snaps a streak of 6 in a row retired by Randy Kraniak and the Cannons defense. And it brings up Taylor Anderson. Anderson 1 for 2, singled in the 1st. Popped up to the pitcher Kraniak back in the 3rd. Comes up with a man on and 2 outs. Expos trailing 7-2. Anderson shot into left field. Sorry. Right scooter back, makes the catch to retire the side. Expos fail the cash again in the bottom of the 5th. I'm dying. 7-2 as we go to the top of the 6th. Stick with us through the break. I need a drink.
Number 33, the extra hitter, Nick Wegloggers.
Well, welcome back, baseball fans, to the top of the 6th inning. Don't know what I choked on at the end of the inning. Sorry about that. Sounded like I swallowed a frog. So we got top 6, Cannons 7, Expos 2, and we got a new pitcher in for the Expos in this half inning. It's Jack Kemp, the center fielder. Hard to tell what the changes are defensively from here for the Expos. Let's see if I can get a telephoto view of it. What do we got? Anderson stays at third. Garrett Fisher moves to second. Oh, okay, Thorpe goes to first, and then it looks like Steven Erickson in center? That's for sure Brian left, and that's for sure Antoniak in right. Hard to tell who's in center. I see Thorpe at first. I see the DH Garrett Fisher at second. Left side stays the same for the Expos. But Jack Kemp, the new pitcher, will give you some specs on Kemp as he deals here to Nick Weglars. Big cut by Wegs. Strike one. So let's give you the sitch on rookie Jack Kemp. 7th game. He's 2-2 on the season, 17 and a third innings. He's allowed 16 runs. 7 of them are earned as he carries a 2.83 ERA into action tonight. 30 strikeouts. Kid's got an arm. Don't know where the Expos went and found Jack Kemp. But they are very happy they did. They found themselves a reliable center fielder. Not too sure what transpired there, but the umpires are coming together. Couldn't tell you what that was about. Umpires just came together about halfway down the first baseline, said 2 words, and then parted ways. So 2-1, Freddie Zalotti to Nick, or sorry, not Freddie Zalotti. Jack Kemp pitches to Nick Weglars. Upstairs, 3-1. And I'll be the first to say that if Kemp is going to have any success tonight against this Cannons lineup, he's going to have to throw them strikes. Despite knowing what those big bats can do, you need to play into their strengths and challenge them with good pitches. Good pitch there from Kemp as he gets Weglars to swing and miss, and the count is full. So nobody on, nobody out. Nick Weglars takes the 3-2 upstairs, ball 4. That one got away from Kemp. That sailed way up.
First baseman, number 44, Erie Lawrence.
So the leadoff man aboard for the Cannons here in the 6th. And now it's the man of the night offensively for the Cannons. This is Gary Moraes. Moraes, 2 for 3 tonight. A 2-run home run in the first inning. RBI single in the 4th. He's facing Jack Kemp for the first time tonight, as are all of the Fort Erie Cannons. Still nobody out in the top of the 6th. Kemp's going to check on Nick Weglars. Cannons have 4 stolen bases tonight from 4 different players, none of them Nick Weglars. Chopped foul from Moraes. Kemp leaning in, and he's throwing good balls. Challenging these Fort Erie hitters. Outside, 1-1. In the top of the 6th, nobody's out. Check swing from Mores as the ball falls in the dirt, 2-1. Matt Watson pitched a gem tonight. Expos pitcher ended up going 4 1/3 innings. He gave up just 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The earned run came in the 4th. Watson doing everything he could to hold in his team after giving up a 6 spot in the 1st. Second walk issued from Zalotti. We got a
Number 19, Jordan Denahauer.
And Buchanan's patience has them brewing something here in the 6th. First and second, nobody down. Jordan Denahauer. 1 for 2 tonight. Is Denna? Singled in the 2nd. Hit by a pitch and scored back in the 1st, and he's flied out to left field tonight. Taking upstairs, 2 balls. It was very hot tonight here. Of course, if you live in Niagara, you know just how hot and muggy today was. Add about 10 degrees to that, and you got the press box at Oaks Park. Taking for a strike there is Denahauer, 2 balls and a strike. Moseying along here, Randy Kraniak making quick work of the Expos. It's got us to the top of the 6th at just 1 hour and 40 minutes. Upstairs, 3-1. And Kemp's got to settle down here a little bit. He's already issued a pair of walks. And he's down 3-1 to one of the premier hitters in the NDBA. He would rather not waste a pitch on. Cranks it down on the right side. Foul. Full count. Kemp and Denahauer in a battle. The payoff pitch. Right back to Kemp, and that one hit him in the ankle. Down immediately goes Jack Kemp. That one hit him square. Ugly sight. Denahauer over to likely say sorry. That one's never intentional. Scary moment. We'll be right back. I don't want to show any more of this. Well, welcome back, NDBA fans. I know concern over the break was for Niagara Falls Expos pitcher Jack Kemp. Took a screamer off the bat of Jordan Denahauer right off the leg. Happy to report that he did get up on his own power and was able to get to the dugout with the help of a teammate. He was up and walking, so that's good news if you're watching on behalf of the Expos tonight. Jack Kemp's still moving around. So Anthony Baldinelli, first appearance of this season. That one is off the fence in right field. Cashing on that one, Nick Weglars. It's an RBI single for Brock Bruno. Long single.
Number 93, Matt Giampolo.
So make it 8-2 to Cannons. Nobody's out here in the top of the 6th inning. And Giampolo grounds this one softly to Baldinelli, who takes it to the bag himself. Giampolo picks up an RBI on the sacrifice, making 9-2. Yeah, scary moment whenever you see that on the baseball field. Of course, you don't want to see players get hurt. It's even scarier when it's a comebacker to the mound. So Cannons capture their second run of the ball game and they keep the line moving. This is Jeff Bruno. So yeah, the silver lining is I haven't seen Anthony Baldinelli pitch in roughly a decade. And he is the final option that the Expos have. Can confirm that he hasn't pitched in at least 2 years. Catch made in center field by who knows who anymore. A slurry of defensive changes for the Expos there, including Josh Thorpe is now the catcher. So catch made in center field by somebody rather 2 down. It's an RBI for Jeff Bruno as well. Sac fly. And the Cannons are in double digits. Runner's still at third base. And it's John Williams. Oh, no, we're going to have a pinch hitter for John Williams. This is number 29. It's going to be Nico Belize. Finally making his appearance in this game after he was supposed to start at catcher tonight for the Cannons. Floater in there from Baldinelli, strike one. Oh, sorry, 1 and 2. Inside, 2 and 2. Two down to Nico Belize, runner at third. Got him. Strike 3 looking. Baldinelli comes in and rights the ship. He allows a pair of runs on behalf of Jack Kemp. And the Cannons lead at 10-2. Bottom 6 coming up when we come back.
Leading off the sixth inning for Niagara Falls, number 71, Josh Ford.
Well, welcome back, baseball fans. Bottom 6. Cannon's actually leading it 10-2, despite what your banner may say at the bottom, that pesky banner. Sometimes I'll just forget to change it, especially because most of the time I run 2 banners, one for the top and one for the bottom inning. It's becoming a lot more natural as the season goes on, I gotta say. Just prepping for the games and being out here at the ball field. Takes a while to get into the swing of things, as it does with the players, so too does with the broadcaster. This, of course, is fairly new for myself as well. This is the first full season we're running streams here at NDBA Senior. We did a little bit of playoffs last year, and we had great success at it. Popped up right side. Gary Moraes is tracking it in the lights, and he makes the basket catch. 1 down.
Number 2, Garrett Fisher.
So now here comes Garrett Fisher. He's taking over second base duties. Started the night as the DH. 0 for 2 tonight. Kraniak has all but stymied these Expo bats. In fact, the bottom 5 batters are a combined 0 for 10. Scratch that. The bottom 6 batters are a combined 0 for 13. It's been that kind of night for the Niagara Falls Expos. Just 2 hits. Fisher comes in 300 on the year, so he's due. It's grounded softly to third and softly to first base tonight. Kraniak takes a sign, and the pitch to Garrett Fisher. Bends but doesn't break. 1 ball, 2 strike. Kraniak fires. This is on the ground. Second baseman Jordan Denehauer with plenty of time. 2 down. No hits against Randy Kraniak since the since the bottom of the first inning when Taylor Anderson shot a ball into right. It's been a long one on offense tonight for the Expos. So here comes Jason Antoniak, sac fly RBI in the first. And he takes the first pitch strike from Randy Kraniak. He's also lined out to shortstop. Zach Fernandez made a great play ranging to his right. That was a base hit all day from Antoniak, if not for number 34 standing in the hole on the left side. Antoniak takes a big rip and misses. He's down 0-2. Kraniak looking to retire the side again. The 0-2 breaks. Looks like Antoniak was perfectly ready to wear that one. That was a slow roller from Kraniak. We'll try again, the 1-2. Misses downstairs this time. 2 balls, 2 strike. On the ground. It's Brock Bruno at third tonight. He fires with plenty of time to retire Jason Antoniak and the side. So the Expos go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Final frame when we come back. 10-2 Cannons. Stick with us through the break. Well, welcome back, baseball fans, to the top of the 7th inning. Final frame here from Oaks Park, Niagara Falls on this Friday night. And we got a pinch hitter leading things off. This is Derek Cotton, number 1 for the Fort Erie Cannons. Also have a pinch hitter on deck. Cotton right back to the pitcher Baldinelli, who makes the grab, 1 down. Cannon's going.
83, Frank Biggins.
Oh no, okay, we got Frankie Biggins here. Biggins is 0 for 1 tonight, couple of walks. This one on the ground, Joe Scaringi's got a range to his right, and he's got a fire. That one's offline as it pulls Steven Erickson off the bag, and Biggins is aboard.
Number 34, Zach Fernandez.
That was going to be a tough play for Joe Scaringi at short. Of course, ranging to your right as the shortstop is always putting you in an awkward spot, but then you got to make an off-balance throw. And for as strong as an arm as Joe Scaringi has over there, the accuracy was just a little bit off. I don't think it would have made it anyways. So 1 on, 1 out. This is on the ground and through the left side, a base hit from Zach Fernandez. He's 3 for 4 tonight.
Number 33, Nick Weglars.
So the Cannons roll on here in the 7th. 2 men are on for Nick Weglars. Weglars 1 for 2. RBI single in the 1st. He also walked and scored in the 6th. He's added another walk. Takes a first pitch strike. Anthony Baldinelli did not expect to make a pitching appearance. It feels like it's been 3 or 4 years since I've seen Anthony pitch. I'm going to say, if memory serves, it was probably my 2nd year covering the league that I saw Baldy pitch, which would have been 2018. So I'm going on about 5 years since I've seen Baldy pitch in a baseball game. This is exciting. And it would only happen on a night like tonight. The Expos literally have nobody left to throw for them. I mean, I'm just trying to This is on the ground. Second baseman. Sorry, he was over at second right now. Josh Thorpe. No, Thorpe's catching. There's too many defensive changes for the Expos, and I can't keep track. That was a good grab by the second baseman, but he failed to get it over there in time. But if that ball gets into the outfield, I gotta say Frankie Biggins is probably gonna score, so that was a run-saving dive. So here's Gary Morey's chance to add to his 3 RBIs tonight. Picking up RBIs 11, 12, and 13 on the season. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. Shot. Downstairs, 2-0. Morey's is in a good spot here with 1 out and the bases loaded. Popped him up. Coming on and making the catch? Was that caught? No, that one just plopped down in front of the center fielder. I don't know why he let up on it.
Number 19, Jordan Tenahauer.
Biggins comes around to score and make it 11-2 Cannons. 4th RBI for Gary Morey's on the day. On a lazy fly ball to center field. In the dirt, ball 1. I think even Morey's was surprised when he got down to first base. He was trotting over. There's Jordan Tenahauer now. 2 for 3 tonight, couple of singles, and he was hit by a pitch in the 1st. A play he scored on. He's up 3-0, taking all day for a strike. Baldinelli pitching quick, but it's not been super effective here. Fouled off from Denahauer, 3-2. Caught the first one, a line shot from Derek Cotton, right back to him. 4 consecutive singles. Drops in, ball 4. I thought that one was gonna freeze him. Another run comes in, make it 12-2 Cannons. RBI walk. Classic. Second time that's happened for the Cannons tonight. Their 12 runs have not come without some hard knocks. On the ground, could be 2. Joe Scaringi flips to second for 1 and on to first, not in time. Another run comes in for the Cannons, make it 13-2.
Number 93, Pat Giampaolo.
So Brock Bruno cut down on his way to second base. Morey's down to third. Oh, sorry. Denahauer's cut down on his way to second. Bruno to first. Morey's to third. Pat Giampaolo, the batter, fouls one back, 1-1. Giampaolo is 1 for 4 tonight. Couple of RBIs. Takes upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. There are 2 outs in the inning now. Cannons padding their lead with a couple more runs. Giampaolo deep into right field. Antoniak. Over his head. Making a big turnaround first is Giampaolo. He'll settle for a long RBI single. Make it 13-2. Third RBI of the night for Giampaolo. He had just 1 coming into tonight, so it was a big game for number 93 in the gold and green. So now we'll see Jeff Bruno. He's got his son, Brock Bruno, on third, and Pat Giampaolo at first. Up and away from Baldinelli there, 2-1. It's hard to say exactly where this game got away from the Expos. Tough shot there from Bruno to the gap, but caught there by the center fielder to end the inning. Cannons get 3 more runs, have a healthy 11-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Stick with us through the break. Well, welcome back, baseball fans, to the penultimate frame. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. Just checking over my scorebook there in the intermission. I think I missed a run somewhere. 14-2 Cannons. It's probably back in the 6th inning. There's a lot going on there. So the Cannons technically mercy rule the Expos tonight. We're playing formality baseball here. And it'll be, well, not Jack Kemp anymore. Not sure who we're batting right now. Let's see. See if I can get a look at our batter. Oh, Jason Antoniak. Thought he was retired there at the end of the inning. I seem to have been mistaken. So it'll be Antoniak, whoever's batting for Jack Kemp. Looks like Ryan Bray. Kemp is just being omitted from the lineup here. I think Antoniak's going to bat for him because the Expos have virtually nobody left. 2-2 to Antoniak. This is a new pitcher, Andrew Sorowski, by the way, for the Cannons, who's come in to close out the 7th with a healthy lead. Antoniak fires, and it's the mesh back behind us here to stay alive. Shot upstairs from Sorowski. Full count. I'll give you the stats for Sorowski on the season. He's 2-2. This is his 9th game. He's pitched 13 innings. He's allowed 18 earned runs for a 9.69 ERA. Cannons definitely want to get a better look at this kid, and now's a chance to do it. Sorowski leadoff walk to Antoniak. And it'll bring up Ryan Bray. Bray 0 for 2, struck out, reached on the error, and then grounded out to third base. Fouls that one off. So we close the book on Randy Kraniak tonight. Boy, what a start from Randy tonight. 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, none of them earned. A couple of walks to go along with 3 strikeouts. He kept the Expos bats at bay tonight. Both runs coming in the first, so really had his way with the Expos offense tonight. Fouling that back is Bray. He's in the hole, 0-2 against Sorowski. Takes a sign and sets. The 0-2. Outside and gets away from Nico Belize. Which allows Antoniak to move up a base on the pass ball. So 1-2 now to Bray. Punched foul. Back on the screen. That ball is lost in the screen now. It'll come back down when the wind says so. 1-2 again. Bray challenging Sorowski. And he got him. Strike 3. Bray cut down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. 1 down in the 7th. Now we'll welcome in the shortstop, Joe Scaringi. You can always tell who Joe is. He's got the red helmet. Sorowski dealing down and away for ball 1. Good pitch from Sorowski in there for strike 1. Skarinji 0 for 2. 342 coming into tonight. Typically bats in the 9 spot for the Expos. So just 2 RBI on the season. Catches the outside corner for strike 2, and Soroski is now ahead of Joe Skarinji. Soroski peeks in, and he's got the 1-2. Deals away, 2-2. Cannon's just looking to close this one out. A hard-fought win for them. That'll move them to 13-8 on the season, just a half game back of the Welland Pioneers for first place in the league. But also the Beamsville Yellow Jackets at 12-6 have a much higher win percentage and look poised to claim the NDBA title this year, but the Welland Pioneers, winners of 6 in a row, don't look now. Inside out swing from Skarinji is going to plop in fair. A base hit. That is the Expos' first hit since the first inning. And it keeps the line moving. Next up for the Niagara Falls Expos, they'll be at Chippewa Lions Park on Sunday when they host the Beamsville Yellow Jackets. And that'll actually be a back-to-back for Beamsville. They're back home to host the Fort Erie Cannons that same night at 7 p.m. So it looks like Sunday will be a busy day for the Beamsville Yellow Jackets. A 1 o'clock start in Chippewa and then a 7 p.m. start in Beamsville. Get into some tournament-like play with that. This is a shot into left field, and it's playable. Running a long way to grab that, Royce Gooder. He makes the play. That can't be Royce Gooder out there anymore. Oh, I suppose it can. Gooder makes the grab for out number 2. And the Expos are down to their final out. This is Steven Erickson. 1 for 2 tonight. Singleton scored in the first and he walked. Takes a first pitch strike from Soroski. This is the game you wanted to see if you're a Fort Erie Cannons fan. They've come back from the grave here with this one. 8-4 loss at the versus the Meriton Alliance on Friday. It was a heartbreaker. They led most of that game till the very end. Had an up and down July. The win 2 to start the month, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1. And now they're back with a win here tonight. They still have to close out a series with the Beamsville Yellow Jackets before the end of the year, and then they got one more against the St. Catharines Cobras. That one's going to hit Erickson in the midsection. Just 4 games remaining on the Cannon schedule after this one. And 3 of them are against the league-leading Beamsville Yellow Jackets. So there's still a lot to be unraveled here in the NDBA standings. If the Cannons win even 2 of those, they'll have positioning and the tiebreaker over Beamsville, which is important. I was talking with head coach Justin Hall before the game. He says that with the way that the standings and everything, the playoffs shake out this year, if you get a bye in the NDBA playoffs and enough things happen, you could end up not playing in the month of August at all. Save for maybe the first week when you're wrapping up the season, but that long of a layoff in senior baseball can be detrimental. It could affect your swing, affect the way you see the ball. Defensively, you might have a little rust to shake out. So it's hard to say whether that first round bye in the playoffs is going to do you any favors. Of course, any rest is good rest in the NDBA. That one kicks off the glove of Brock Bruno. Fernandez has to scramble. He's not going to have a play. Hot shot, but we'll call that E5. So Anderson reaches. And the bases are juiced. That had to have catched a run for the Expos as well. Just looking at my scorecard here, that must have. So make it 14-3. Scaringi at third, Erickson at second, and Anderson at first. There's ball 2 to Josh Thorpe. He's already got... Oh, sorry, he's 0 for 3 tonight, is Josh Thorpe. As are many of the Niagara Falls Expos tonight, 0 for. Fouls that one back. It's 2-2. Clock is ticking on this Expos game. They're down to their final strike. The 2-2 from Sorowski. Outside, 3-2. It would have to be a very close pitch for the umpire to ring up a borderline strike. At this stage in the game, payoff pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. Another run cashes for the Expos, make it 14-4 now. Of course, the rest of this inning is merely a formality at this point. So we keep going. Garrett Fisher takes a first pitch strike. Bases loaded, 2 out. Cannons still have a massive 10-run lead to work with. Swing and a miss, strike 2 from Fisher. So once again, 1 strike separates the Fort Erie Cannons from a win. And they'll improve to 13-8 on the year. The 0-2. Down away. Good miss from Sorowski. 1 ball, 2 strike. Just trying to put this one away. The Cannons, a hard-fought win on this Friday night. But this inning won't go away. Sorowski just trying to manage 3 outs. Popped. Into left field, that's going to get down for a base hit in front of Royce Gooder. The relay from Fernandez, he's going to airmail that throw. 2 more runs coming to score. What's going on? Garrett Fisher checks into this ball game with a 2 RBI single. And what's happening here now? Josh Thorpe going first to third. What do we got here? This is supposed to be Jason Antoniak's spot. Popped up. Back behind and out of play. Not sure. Number 19. Mark Morales. That one gets away from Belize. No damage. So Antoniak bats in Kemp's spot. And Morales bats in Antoniak's spot. On the ground. This ought to do it. Zach Fernandez on the two-hopper. Fires in time to get Morales. Well, the Fort Erie Cannons come up and hang a crooked number on the Expos. They'll take it 14-6. Your final. Well, everyone, on behalf of NDBA Senior, we thank you for watching this presentation of regular season baseball. My name is Corey LeBlanc, at That One News Guy on most social medias. Send me a follow if you liked what you heard tonight. We'll be back at it, I believe, sometime next week. Check the socials for updates. Until then, have a great night all. Thank you for joining us.